All right, now we're going to move to multiplying and dividing fractions, which we discovered this school year is much easier than adding and subtracting because you don't have to find the common unit, okay? Remember, the multiplication sign stands for of. So if we were doing an area model, we would say 1/6 of 4/5, and we're taking a piece of a piece. So when we multiply a fraction less than 1 by a fraction less than 1, our answer is getting smaller, okay? Because we're taking something less than 1, multiplying it by less than 1. So here we're just multiplying straight across, okay? I know 4 times 1 is 4, and 5 times 6 is 30. And that's all. That's my answer right there. Easy as pie. Now, you know this looks much more like a 5th grade fraction. Here, we have to turn our fractions greater than 1 into, or I'm sorry, turn our mixed numbers into fractions that are greater than 1, or improper fractions, okay? So I know that my two denominators here are going to stay the same, okay? And I have to make these improper. Well, 3 times 2 wholes gives me 6, and then I have 2 pieces that I need to add to that. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 2 is 8. So here I get 8/3. Okay, I do the same thing here. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So now I'm just multiplying 8/3 times 9/5, and I can just multiply that straight across. 8 times 9 is 72, and 3 times 5 is 15. Now, we know that that is a large improper fraction, or a fraction greater than 1, and that we would need to divide that because fractions are the same thing as division, so that we get our mixed number. So here I'm just going to set this up. 72 divided by 15. I know my multiples of 15 as 15, 30, 45, 60, 75. I can't quite go to 75, so it can go in 1, 2, 3, 4 whole times. 4 times 15 is 60, and I'm going to subtract to get a leftover amount of 12. This gives me 4 wholes and 12/15 left over. So here is my answer for this problem. 4 wholes and 12/15. All right, now we're going to do dividing fractions. Okay, dividing fractions are a lot like multiplying. This problem right here is asking us how many 1/5 pieces are in 3 wholes. How many 1/5 pieces are in 3 wholes? So I know, if you can remember, after we did our models and our investigation, we came up with really all we can do is keep, change, flip. So we keep our first fraction the same. Well, we know 3 and 3/1 is the exact same thing because 3 divided by 1 still gives me 3. So we're going to go ahead and move this into a fraction. Okay, so we're keeping it. We're changing the division into a multiplication sign, and then we're flipping this second fraction in the second fraction only. So 1/5 now becomes 5/1, and I'm just multiplying this straight across, giving me 15/1, which equals 15. So there are 15 1/5 pieces in 3 wholes. Okay? Here, this problem is switched around. This is 1/5 divided by 3. If you had 1/5 of something and 1/5 of a whole and divided that by 3, what fraction of the entire whole would you have? So of course, I keep my first fraction the same, keep, change, and I'm going to flip this. So if I have 3/1, it now becomes 1/3. And here I have 1/15. So 1/15 of the entire whole is how 1/5 could be split up into or 3 holes. All right, I hope this review has been helpful.